Assalamualaikum and hi, my name is Nur Hawa Balkis binti Muhammad Rus and my friends
Nur Anissa binti Azman.
And my name Siti Shafiqa.
We are from Visual Art major PPISMP June 2023 going to present about advantages and role of color in life. In your opinion, what is the advantages and role of color in life, Shafiqa?
In my opinion, color influences us on a few different levels. On one hand, we are conditionally, socially, and culturally. For example, Chinese culture, they are men in black or white, two opposite color, and which one you will wear depend on your locations. On the other hand, our reaction is also influenced by how this color presented in our own life. Red is typically associated with a sense of urgency. It represents dangers and fast us to become more alert and more active. But it might also be one of the color in your grandma kitchens, making you feel warm, love, and safe instead. Color are commonly divided into two categories, which is warm and cool colors. Warm colors such as red, orange, yellow, and combinations of these provided the illusions of heat and warmth because they remind us of sunlight or heat. Visually, warm color will appear closer like they are advancing toward you. What do you think about the opposite category of color, Hawa?
Thank you, Shika. So, in my point of view, cool colors such as blue, purple, and green provide a sense of calm and relaxation because they are a visual reminder elements of nature like water, sky, and grass. Opposite to warm colors, cool colors look as though they are further away or receding from us. Surrounding ourselves with the right colors can improve our mood, relieve stress, and help us get a good night's sleep. The most important thing is to create an environment that will have the right amount of both colors and will not side too heavily in one direction only. So the importance of yellow colors is a little boost of yellow give a great visual pick me up, but too much will distract you and can even make you agitated in the long run. So how do you see this statement, Anis?
Personally, I think warm colors attributes comforting and stimulating and invoke powerful feelings like joy, playfulness, and passion, such as red attributes love, passion, heat, joy, energy, and life. Orange attributes warmth, change, and health. Cool colors attributes a calming effect and will help you relieve stress and make you feel refreshed. Okay, let's deep dive further into how color psychology impacts our daily life. I'm going to start with how brand advertisement impacting our purchase decisions. The idea for picking a logo isn't only the brand recall, but also the emotion it evokes when you recall. Color plays such an important role in branding that companies like Cadbury and Barbie have trademarked their defining shade. This sounds right because as a user, you have to be able to identify a brand with just the colors it uses, right?
Yes.
Color have tones of association and meanings which differ in the effect it generates on people to people. There is no two people respond to colors the same way. To illustrate, red evokes excitement and calls to the mind of the young and bold. Coca-Cola and Netflix employ the power of red, leveraging its welcoming allure. Orange, we cannot avoid orange. We can't avoid depiction of cheer, confident and childlike. The orange color is seen with brands that would themselves a fun light to and portray friendly. Amazon.com uses orange to be more noticeable and actionable. Nickelodeon and Fanta are other brands leveraging the zeal of orange. Yellow, the color of the sun, evokes optimism, clarity, and warmth. Brands that are either kid-friendly, joyful, and stimulating, like McDonald's, Olay use yellow, or brands that are bringing awareness, like National Geographic and Star Wars. Do you know any other color meaning of the advertisement brand, Howard?
Yes, I do know some of it. For instance, blue. Blue color psychology. Psychology find it is association with security, dependability, and strength. A handy go-to color for any brand that prides itself on its professionalism, reliability, and hardiness. Most of the brands associate with finance, such as PayPal, Capital One, Visa, and Bank of America, and even tech brands such as Dell, IBM, and Intel, and AT&T. Also use blue color psychology to cultivate trust and dependability. Are just a few of the financial companies using blue in their color schemes. Blue with its varied shades can also be seen as the color of water or sky. Calmness, peace, and depicting reassurance. Other than that, colors like purple gave the vibe of imagination with the anything is possible. Usually brands use the color of royalty to draw us in when we are looking for an experience that is a step away from the ordinary. Brand like example a Hallmark, Monster, and Cadbury leverage purple as their branding colors to exude glorious impossibilities. What about your explanation about this, Sharika?
Okay, from my view, gray and other neutral colors like Apple, Samsung, Nissan, BBC, and Mercedes-Benz are bringing balance and calm by leveraging the power of celebration hues. It is classic, sophisticated, and methodological. For browns, brown is earthy, brash, outdoor, rusty, and woodsy, and suitable for furniture. But as you change the shade to chocolate or coffee of Nespresso, harshy browns could be delicious, rich, or appetizing. And black suggests elegance, luxury, and sophistication. Color choice for a brands like Prada, Rolls-Royce, and Chanel. For blue attribute is calm, wisdom, important, trust, and integrity. And the last one is green attribute. It's more for health, growth, environment, tranquility, and harmony.
So color can impact us in brand and marketing. But did you know, Sharika, that color also can impact us in other factors too?
Really? What is it?
So color is a ubiquitous aspect of our daily life, and it is also influence extend beyond aesthetics to impact our health and well-being significantly too. The advantages and role of colors in the realm of health and well-being are multifaceted, encompassing both psychological and psychological effects. Let me start my first opinion. Firstly, colors pose the ability to influence our emotions and mental state, ultimately affecting our overall well-being. As we know, warm colors such as red and orange are known to evoke feelings of energy, excitement, and warmth. They are stimulate and encourage physical activity, making them beneficial for workout spaces or areas where increased activity is desired. On the other hand, cool colors like blue and green are associated with tranquility, calmness, and relaxation. These colors can aid in stress reduction, enhancing mental clarity and promoting a sense of peace, which is particularly valuable in space design for relaxation or healing, such as hospital in my state, which is Hospital Tunku Fauziah, Kangar Police, or any therapy room. Did you guys have anything to add?
Excuse me, may I add my own opinion on this view?
Of course you may.
Thank you, Hawa. Other than your point, I also think that the perception of color can have a direct impact on our psychological response, such as exposure to natural greens and blue, akin to color found in nature, has been linked to reduced blood pressure, heart rate, and stress level. This suggests that incorporated natural hues into a living space or healthcare environment can contribute to be a healthier psychological state. Additionally, light exposure, increasing the color temperature of light, play a critical role in regulating our circadian rhythm that can influence our sleep pattern and overall wellness. Like exposure to warmer tone in the evening can signal the body to wind down, facilitating a better night's sleep. And I think that's all for me so far.
I also feel that the role of the color extends to therapeutic practice as well. Chromotherapy, also known as color therapy, is a holistic approach that utilizes specific colors to promote healing and balance within the body. As we know, different colors are believed to resonate with the body's energy center or chakras, and by exposing oneself to these colors, every individual may elevate various physical and emotional elements. I think that's it. Next, I would like to pass this topic to Hawa.
Thank you, Anis. So, based on my experience, As I'm regularly visit my grandparents in hospital, I'm convinced that in healthcare setting, careful consideration of color choices can positively impact patients' experiences and recovery rates. Soft and soothing hues can create a comforting atmosphere, easing anxiety and promoting a sense of safety. Alternatively, vibrant and uplifting colors can instill hope and motivation, vital for patients undergoing challenging treatments or rehabilitation. That's from me so far.
Wow, impressive. I want to know more about the using of color. Anis, do you know the other using of it?
Oh yeah, I do. For another perspective, especially for kids, the color can help them to recognition something in their studies easily, like recognize of animal.
How it work?
Good question, Howard. For the example, illustrated book cover play with contrast using photo editing computer software and enhance every color on the image. The kids recognize objects more quickly when their colors reflect what they see in the physical world. This not only happened to them, but also to us. Even seeing an object that is colored differently, like pink banana, it can cause cognitive dissonance that the viewer must resolve. Of course, all of us may intentionally use unusual color as a creative, playful, or dissonant approach. But if we aiming for speeding recognition, as in this cover for a children book, use color that are normally associated with an object or scene. For another point is color can be used to enhance meaning. I can say that color is represent something of value our brains are compelled to find meaning, whether it is intended or not. Because the eyes are attracted to bright and high contrast colors, viewer will derive meaning from something that stands out.
I'm sorry to interrupt you, Anis. May I add a few information of this?
Of course you may.
Okay, thank you. Okay, when you use the color for emphasis, it's like shouting that this object or element has the greatest value. I give you an example like the bright one, such as yellow is used to prominently display their most important message.
Yes, as I know, color also can be used to show association.
Yes, index. Color can indicate relationship. One of the first thing we do when looking at a graphic in the group similar item, color being one the most powerful. For example, Slate's Lab animated visualization of the US Senate social networks, which is mostly attributed with healthcare software development, calculates with generator has vote alike with each other generated at least 65% of the time. Hawa, do you want to add something?
Thank you, Shafika. Sure, I would like to add some of it. Colors can be used for symbolism too. We can see colors such as orange colors is associated with excitement and vibrancy. Color elicit both cultural and psychological association. that are symbolic of ideas, concept, and feeling. Context plays a part in color symbolism, meaning that one color can have positive or negative connotations depending on the larger framework. Let me give you some example. For example, although blue is often associated with strength and optimism in Western cultures, in another context, it can also be associated with despair and frustration. The vibrant orange tones in the painting above express the energized tension of the bullfight.
Yes, all of it is absolutely correct. However, I have last point that I would like to share with you guys. You guys want to hear it?
Yes, of course I want it.
It is such an honor.
Okay, the last one is the wise use of color can improve usability for everything from everyday object to wayfinding. Consider the glaring red medical waste bags in a hospital, lab, or doctor's office. They help ensure that healthcare workers will deposit infectious material into the correct container. This concept translates well to the digital world. In user interface, color informs users of the most important functions and area of the screen. For example, in the administrative panel of the thesis WordPress theme, the large green button ensures users won't ever have to wonder how to save their selection. That's from my view.
So, in conclusions, the advantages and role of color in the domain of our daily encourage are profound and diverse.
Also, understanding the psychological effects of colors allow us to harness their potential to enhance daily quality.
Yes, by incorporating appropriate colors into our surroundings, we can create space that support our overall well-being, contributing to a healthier and more balanced way of life.
That's all from us. Thank you for lending an ear to our discussion.